are literally the most goated company in the world. I'm very close friends with the owners, and out of their own kindness, they said, yeah, we're gonna help you run this Cash Nico booth. Even though it's not really what I hired them for, they were willing to just do it for free. Like, they are awesome. So anyways, I feel bad about this, you know? They're kind of doing all of this just out of the kindness of their own hearts. I gotta go help them set up the booth, okay? That's the least I could do. So the first day rolls around, me and my team come in, and we try and get into the convention center. But the only problem is the security guard at the front doesn't let us in. And I'm like, okay, this is a little weird. We have the yellow badges, which means we should be able to get anywhere, but they tell us only orange badges are allowed in for some reason. So I literally cannot go in and help set up my own booth that I'm gonna be at like 24/7. But it's not a big deal. They said we can come in another day when the convention actually starts, which kind of sucked because that means Conquest had to literally set up everything by themselves and they had to run it on their own terms. I couldn't be there to help them and tell them, hey, this is where to put the booth, everything. Either way, they did an amazing job. This is how the booth turned out. I'll put a picture right here. So it still all worked out, but I bet you they were probably exhausted by the end of that. Now, it sucks that we weren't able to go set up our booth, but it's okay because on the same day, we actually had our Cash Nico panel. They put us at the very start at VidCon. We were like one of the first ones to kind of open the convention for everyone else, which was so awesome. Thank you again, VidCon, for letting us have our panel. It went super well, but we'll get into that. We wanted to have team shirts for when we go on stage. Conquest actually made us specific shirts for each of us. So they made a red Cash shirt, a blue Nico one, an orange Mia, a yellow Shady shirt, and a purple Zoe shirt. And we wanted to wear them on stage before our panel. There was about 2 hours until we had to go on stage, and I didn't have the shirts yet. So I tried to go inside the convention center, but again, we're not allowed in because only orange badges are allowed in. So I have to call Conquest and I have to tell him, hey, is there any way you can meet us outside of the convention center to work? Luckily, Nico's assistant was there with us and she had an orange badge to actually get in. So Nico's team went in, retrieved the shirts. It was like a box full of shirts. It was huge. There was probably like 20 shirts in there. And she also retrieved the iPad that we gave away. Yes, if you didn't know, at VidCon, we actually gave away an iPad. I'll put a picture of that as well on screen. So anyways, we finally retrieve all of our clothing and the iPads, like probably 45 minutes before this panel starts. So it was a huge rush. We got all our shirts in the box. Everyone comes into the convention, you know, Cash, Nico, Zoe, Mia. Wait, Shady. I forgot Shady. We all get our shirts and we're like, okay, we got to go on in like 20 minutes now. I don't think we're going to be able to find a bathroom in time to change because we're in like the middle of the entire convention. There's no way to get back to our hotel and make it back in time. And we're looking out at the stage where all of our fans are waiting for us to come out. And we're like, okay, problem number one, we don't have any of our shirts on and we can't find anywhere to change. Problem number two, we can't get backstage without our fans seeing us. So it's a little bit of a tough situation here, you know? We don't want to be seen in our regular clothing. We want to be seen in the Cash Nico merch. So I tell Nico and everyone else to put on your sunglasses and we all just slightly walk through, avoid the crowd a little bit, and then we talk to the guys in the back. We set them up with all the presentation stuff and everything, give them a USB, and then we kind of sneak over through the crowd backstage. A lot of people actually recognized us, but we were able to make it all the way through without getting stopped. And now finally we make it backstage. But if you didn't know, the festival stage at VidCon is outside. So there's not really like an inside part for us backstage. It's kind of just tents that are set up behind it. And these tents are like open to the entire public. If you're in the crowd, you can kind of like look in backstage and you can see what we're doing back there. And keep in mind, we still have to change into our shirts. So I'm like, okay, how are we going to pull this off? Luckily, there's a little corner of the tent that you can kind of just like crouch in and no one will see you. So I went all the way to the corner. I took off my shirt in front of like my entire team. It was kind of embarrassing. And I changed into my Cash shirt. Luckily, I don't think anybody from the crowd saw me, which was good. But we all get our shirts on. We take some pictures. We amp ourselves up. We get a little bit ready because it is nerve-wracking going on stage. Don't get me wrong. It's a little scary. But finally, we do it with like 5 minutes. So there we go. I go out on stage first and then I start introducing everybody else. I tell the crowd, hey, I already face revealed. I know this is a little awkward, so let me face reveal the rest of my crew. I bring out Nico, then Zoe, then Shady, and then Mia. And now we're all on stage having a ton of fun. Panel went super well. It was so fun. There was so many of you guys that showed up. There was a lot of screaming and yelling. I couldn't even hear myself, but that's a good thing. Hopefully VidCon liked it too, because I would love to go back next year and do another panel. But after that was done, we finally got to chill a little bit and settle. And then after we rested, it was time to go to a couple of parties that we were invited to. I was invited to a Roblox party that was around 5 p.m. and then a TikTok Riz party that was afterwards. You've probably heard about the TikTok party from some other creators, but don't know them already. Their names are Socks for One, Nadway, Blaza, Lana Ray. I go in with a huge group of YouTubers. We get into this Roblox party. They're super chill. They're like, hey guys, how you doing? What's your YouTube channels? I'm like, you know, I'm Cash. They're like, oh, okay, it's nice to meet you. Are you 21 years old? And I'm like, no. And they're like, all right, we'll get your wristband. And if you didn't know, you have to be 21 in America to drink, which is fine. I didn't plan on drinking anyways. They give me a red wristband, which means that I'm not allowed to drink. And if you have a yellow one, then you are allowed. You kind of have to show your ID and be like, hey, yeah, I'm allowed, whatever. whatever. Anyways, me and like my whole crew have red wristbands because none of us are 21. But obviously Socks for one and Blaza are both 21. They probably didn't plan to drink anyways, but they just got the yellow wristband just because they're old enough. And so we go into the party and we have a lot of fun. I meet a lot of cool Roblox creators and developers, which is literally sick. I met Digito, I met Flamingo, I met Megan